The man only ate one bite of the braised pork rice his girlfriend's mother made. Unexpectedly, he dashed outside as if possessed. As a result, he was accidentally struck by a car and fell into a vegetative state. The girl was utterly devastated, because this was already the 5th time one of her boyfriends had an accident after eating her mother's braised pork rice. This time, the girl no longer protected her mother. She immediately called the police, and told them she suspected her mother's braised pork rice was poisoned. After the police investigation, they found nothing wrong with the braised pork rice. Subsequently, her mother was also released without charge. Yet the girl remained convinced something was wrong with her mother. Ever since her 17th birthday, her mother had suddenly seemed like a completely different person. She was hostile toward every man who appeared around her. Soon, her mother and the braised pork rice became the talk of netizens. Filled with righteous indignation, the girl stormed out of her room. Then she confronted her mother and demanded to know what she had put in the rice. Hearing her mother insist it had nothing to do with her, the girl collapsed to the ground in despair, because her guilt was driving her to the brink of madness. Recently, whenever she closed her eyes, her mind was filled with the horrific scenes of her ex-boyfriend's accidents. Yet she had no way to seek justice for them. The girl humbly begged her mother to tell her the truth, but her mother remained unmoved. She even kicked the girl out of the house. In the blink of an eye, 3 years passed. The girl was about to marry her boyfriend of 3 years. At that moment, her boyfriend entered mysteriously, claiming he had prepared a surprise for her. Then he blindfolded her. This made the girl extremely curious about the mysterious surprise. Unexpectedly, as soon as the blindfold was removed, she saw her mother, whom she hadn't seen in 3 years, standing expressionless before her. The girl was frightened on the spot. Her boyfriend tenderly comforted her, claiming that after all, a wedding only happens once in a lifetime. How could it be without the mother's participation? He didn't want the girl to have any regrets. His parents also enthusiastically stepped forward to greet her. Unexpectedly, her mother ignored their warmth. She took out a box of braised pork rice and told her future son-in-law that if he wanted to marry her daughter, he must first eat the rice she made. Seeing this, the girl immediately signaled her boyfriend not to eat. Fortunately, he refused his mother-in-law's braised pork rice. The girl pleaded with her mother not to cause a scene at the wedding, but her mother ignored her request and shoved her aside. Then she forcibly fed her boyfriend the braised pork rice. Everyone present grew extremely tense. Soon, the boyfriend became vacant-eyed after eating it. This terrified his parents and the girl. Immediately afterward, her boyfriend had an accident. His parents were furious. They frantically forced the braised pork rice on the girl, attempting to have her buried alongside their son. The girl only fainted after eating the rice and suffered no other harm. When she woke up again, she found herself in a police station, and after multiple forensic tests by the police, the conclusion remained the same as before. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the braised pork rice. The officers even ate a bite themselves, yet still no incident occurred. But the bizarre incidents recurred. The police had to form a special task force, dedicated to investigating the matter. Racked with guilt, the girl went home and locked herself in her room. She endlessly scrolled through netizens' comments on the case, reliving the despair on her boyfriend's face before he died. She was in agony. Meanwhile, her mother casually entered to urge her to eat. The girl once again demanded to know what her mother had added to the rice. Why did only her boyfriends get in trouble after eating it? Her mother insisted their deaths had nothing to do with her.